It's time to talk about Adobe Photoshop's amazing cropping tool. You might say, what's so amazing about the cropping tool? There are some features, one or two of them new, that you just might find interesting if you dig deep enough. The primary purpose of the cropping tool is to get rid of things in an image that we don't want. And that's the way we've been using this tool for about 150 years. Here it is. Select the cropping tool. Got a barn, reflection of the water, got the horse over here. Maybe that's all I want. I need to crop out everything else. You get somewhere, you click and you drag. Anybody ever done this before? And you decide what area that you want. Now we can move it around, obviously. Put it anywhere you want it to be. We can resize it by going to any of the anchors in corners or sides to make it bigger and or smaller. What you're looking at right here is called the Rule of Thirds Crop Guide Overlay. The Rule of Thirds is actually a design term. It's how we look at things and where we want things to be in an image, and it helps us as designers to see if we've got all our bases covered. If you don't want to use it, that's fine. You can go to a full grid, or you could go to none. In no way whatsoever does that impact the final document when you crop it. You have a shield. I do like the shield because it really gives you an idea of what you're looking at. The color can be changed right here if you want to, and you can change the opacity. I don't like it pure black. 75 is fine for me, but you can change that to anything that suits your own purpose. If we come over here again, we can double click if we like what we've got. Or you can click the check mark right here and boom, we've just done a standard run-of-the-mill, been there forever crop. I'm going to press undo. Love undo. Let's do that again. Pick up that cropping tool and get over here and start the cropping process. Let's say we come to about here. You do have the ability to rotate it. If I come over here and watch your cursor until it turns into a bent arrow, I can rotate things if I want to. If I decide I like it rotated there and double click, or press the check mark, it's rotating the image exactly the way I moved it. So I'm going to press undo again. If you decide you want to rotate again, you do have a small icon right there. And that's why we're rotating around the center. If for whatever reason, you come over here, you can grab that and say move it over there. It then rotates around that. It's kind of like you put a nail in a piece of cardboard and you're spinning the cardboard around that nail. And again, anything that we do, we double click, it's changing the angle for us. Let's undo it one more time. Let's do another crop, say around the barn. Say something about like that, okay? A new feature called Perspective is right here. When you click that button, it changes what the corner points do. It allows you to change each one individually. To what end? Well, watch what happens. Observe the image the way it looks right now, then either double click or click the check mark and watch. It changes perspective of the camera to the lens to the object. I will admit I don't use that one very often, and I wouldn't use as much as I showed you, but very slight changes to perspective can change the angle of perception of where the shot was taken. That's perspective. Let's come back again and pick up that tool. This time before we drag, we're going to come up here and see the word resolution. I'm going to crank in the number 300. Now, FYI, this image only has a resolution of 72. With the number 300 put in here, I'm going to come down and drag, say, about like that, around that horse, and either click here or double click here. I've done two things. Not only have I cropped the image down, but I've actually changed the image's resolution to 300, all with one click. Double click, actually. Let me press undo. We're not done yet. You know what? I'd like that barn at about a 5x7, maybe an 8x10 kind of thing, right? So we got to go 10 with. Type in the number 10 here, the number 8 here, 8x10. And let's actually leave the resolution at 300. Come over here and draw. You will be forced to the constraints of an 8x10. Move it where you want it to be. When I double click, or the check mark, I've changed the dimensions of the area that I was in, no matter how big or small, to 8 by 10, and I bumped up the resolution to 300. The cropping tool is so much more than just getting rid of stuff we don't want. It has a lot of really nice features if you explore it.